Hello everyone. This is the online version of the presentation we gave at the iGEM 2017 Open House. This video is for anyone who wanted to attend the Open House, but for whatever reason could not. So, what is iGEM? Well, that acronym happens to stand for the International Genetically Engineered Machine. It's a synthetic biology competition started in 2004 at MIT with only 5 teams. Since then, it has grown slightly to include about 280 teams from across the world and over 3,000 participants. Over on the bottom right is a lovely map of where all the teams come from. Now that you've been briefly introduced to what iGEM is, it's important to know what synthetic biology is, and that is actually an interesting question. Since the field is relatively new, its definition is rather nebulous, but the general consensus is that synthetic biology is the engineering of biological systems. What that means is it involves taking parts that exist in nature and using them to either modify existing systems or create new systems. A simple example would be taking a fluorescent protein from a jellyfish and putting it into a bacterium to make it glow under UV light. One specific and pretty neat example of an iGEM project is a 3D printer that can print living tissue. That project actually came from Munich, Germany in 2016. Some more general topics include using DNA to encrypt messages, or as a way of storing information, and using bacteria to detect toxins. And now, some history. In 2005, Waterloo had its first entry as a joint team with Toronto. At this time, we were the only Canadian team. In 2007, we had our first solo entry and our first silver medal standing. In 2013, we had our first gold medal standing, as well as a regional award for Best Poster. For clarification, I am sorry to disappoint, but gold medal does not mean first place. It's a category that any number of teams can achieve so long as their project meets a set of high standards. Still, a gold medal is quite good. Moving on to 2016 specifically, we had our 4th consecutive gold medal, as well as the Best Poster award for our age category, which is, not too shabby. So, what did we actually do in 2016? Well, our project last year, Off to Prion, dealt with finding a method of studying prions, which are clumps of aggregated proteins. People study these aggregations because they are associated with neurodegenerative diseases. Our team created a system that is able to act as a regulatory element, increasing or decreasing expression of a gene of our choosing, depending on whether or not prions are present. Hence the name is a pun. If you're in this field for any length of time, you'll notice that synthetic biologists like puns. Waterloo's iGEM team consists of 4 subteams, each of which works on a different aspect of our project. These subteams are Lab and Design, Math Modeling, Policy and Practices, and the new and exciting Business and Administration team. We generally try to bring these teams together in the winter term, as the majority of our work is done in the summer. So, who are in charge of these teams, I hear you ask with anticipation? Well, this year, Cody and Max are the leaders of the Lab and Design team, Colin is head of Policy and Practices, and Isaac is head of Math Modeling. Business and Administration, being a small team and also new, does not yet have its own lead. In Lab and Design, we design the biological system that we use in our project. The other subteams are involved in designing it as well. Then we create the physical parts that make up our system, which we do by a series of standard molecular and synthetic biology lab practices like polymerase chain reaction, transformations, ligations, and so on. We're looking for critical thinkers, enthusiastic people, and people who can commit about 10 hours a week. Though it doesn't have to be 10 hours every week. If you're being particularly swamped by something, we can make an exception from time to time. So what are some benefits of joining the Lab and Design team? Well, first off, you gain actual research experience, which helps you mature into a good scientist. You also get experience in the emerging and exciting field of synthetic biology. You can pitch your own project idea, design your own experiments, and further pursue and apply the knowledge you learned in your studies here at Waterloo. Also, people from all years of study and backgrounds are going to be part of the team, and even the most experienced members will learn things from other members. Another benefit of being part of the team is that you can build a relationship with professors. Many know about iGEM, and it is very likely that we will need their expertise. And finally, you'll be in a nice, enthusiastic atmosphere. As another point, we are also looking for a potential co-op student to join. Although the position is unpaid, it is an experience that can teach you a lot about working in a lab full-time. Please contact us if you're interested. Meanwhile, on the math modeling team, you'll be thinking critically about biological systems, trying to predict the behavior of lab constructs, and using various tools to aid in the design and execution of the project. Our math team likes to do a lot of coding, mostly in Python, and also does a lot of literature searches to inform how to make models. In the math team, they're looking for a commitment of 5 to 10 hours per week, though that'll vary. Sometimes at the beginning it'll be like 3 hours, and near the end it might be closer to 20. They're also looking for enthusiasm, the motivation to learn, interdisciplinary thinking, teamwork, and taking ownership of your work. Isaac's favorite things include learning new things, working with incredible people, and developing an amazing project. Moving on to policy and practices, this team is often overlooked and misunderstood. The best way to explain what it is with this quote from the director of judging for iGEM. Human practices is the study of how your work affects the world and how the world affects your work. The Policy and Practices team looks at a wide variety of topics concerning ethics, scientific law, society, economics, biosafety, and biosecurity. On the right is a dank meme. On Policy and Practices, you'll be doing research, writing, critical analysis, and outreach to the community. Commitment is very important for this team, and 5 to 8 hours per week are expected. And if you're able to do these things and meet this commitment, then Policy and Practices welcomes you with open arms, less than 3. To help give you an idea of what Policy and Practices does, we'll look at 3 things that Waterloo iGEM did last year. First off, they looked at gender equity through a 2-part workshop on the intersection between gender equity and synthetic biology. Second, they explored the ethics and law surrounding synthetic biology with Shad Valley students. And third, they used social media to communicate about our project to a wide community. Here are the current members of our Policy and Practices team, Colin and Melissa. They are very lovely. And now for the last subteam, Business and Administration. This team will be smaller than the others, consisting of only a few members. They are responsible for communicating with the other subteams and with the biology department. One major task they have is to handle relationships with the team's sponsors, i.e., the people who give us funding. They will also help with communication on social media and making our presence known around Waterloo. This team has lots of room to grow, and for members of this team, we're looking for enthusiasm, confidence, good communication skills, analytical skills, leadership and initiative, and self-management abilities. If you want to apply to Waterloo iGEM, the application for 2017 is open as of the posting of this video, and it will close at midnight on February 6, 2017. You can find the application on our website, igem.uwaterloo.ca, or on our Facebook page, iGEM Waterloo. The application process has 2 rounds, an anonymous first round consisting of an online form, and a second interview round. Results for the first round will come out a week or 2 after applications close. Alright, well, thanks for listening. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact us on our Facebook page or at our email, uwigem@gmail.com. Thank you.